I'll go to Sam Kimmins from the Climate Group. Sam.
Thank you, Rob. Yeah, my name's Sam Kimmins. I'm the head of RE100 and head of energy with the Climate Group. The Climate Group works with businesses and governments to accelerate change towards a zero carbon world. We're an NGO, but we work primarily with business and governments. Now, my area of work, I run the RE100 campaign, which currently brings together 312 of the world's largest companies, all committed to 100% renewable electricity for their entire global operations. And these companies span from Sony in Japan, Aeon in Japan, SK Group in Korea, Tesco in the UK, Google in the US, Apple, and a number of other very well-known brands. All of whom have committed to 100% renewable electricity. On average, the date they've committed to is 2028, and 60 of our members have already achieved. AB InBev, who owned Budweiser, achieved 100% renewable in the UK a few weeks ago. So some exciting progress. Why are they doing this? Well, it started off, our founding member, IKEA, started the campaign in 2014 because they thought it was the right thing to do. Let's get the ambition up from incremental 1%, 2%, 10%, 50% renewables. Let's go 100%. Let's be really audacious, because it leaves absolutely no room for doubt. Nobody's going, well, 50%, that's probably that branch can do it. A bit difficult for me. 100% leaves no room for doubt. Companies are now doing it not just because it's the right thing to do, but also because it's the right thing to do for their businesses. The cost of renewable electricity from solar has dropped by around 85% in the past 10 years, and from wind has dropped by around 49% in the same period. Batteries have dropped by around 85% in the last 10 years. The IEA, International Energy Association, which is largely oil company funded, came out with a remarkable statement a few months ago that solar is the cheapest electricity in history. So things are really changing. And a lot of our focus in RE100 is not convincing businesses that this is the right thing to do. It's convincing governments to actually open up competition so that renewable electricity can actually compete in an open market with the old forms, coal, nuclear, gas, etc. It is so cheap. Now, a lot of our work is in Korea, Japan, Taiwan, Australia, but interestingly, the UK is one of the leaders in this. It's actually remarkably easy for companies to buy renewables in the UK. And just to give an idea of how they do this, a company like Tesco will either put it on their rooftops, or they can say, well, actually, I'd like to do a direct power purchase agreement with a direct deal with that solar farm that's being built in Shropshire, or that wind farm off the coast, in the Thames estuary. I'd like to do a direct deal to buy all the electricity from that plant. And the UK is actually remarkably advanced in this. We have a very open electricity market, and making great progress. The entire world needs to go 4 times faster than the UK is going in terms of making the electricity system renewable in order to reach our Paris goals. So some great progress is being made, but we need to move a lot faster. So very quickly, what would I say my big recommendations, big asks would be? Well, as I say, less relevant to this discussion, we ask national governments to open up their electricity systems to competition to allow renewables to compete. It's not about subsidies, it's about allowing competition. More relevant, I would say, think big. Individual actions are important, but the energy system is undergoing a systemic shift, and we need to prepare for this at an institutional level. We need the infrastructure. I think, as Jim was saying, we need to make choices about the big infrastructure investments we're going to make in electrification, electric vehicles, hydrogen networks, etc. So those are big challenges. Don't be distracted by the minutiae of recycling, etc. We need to make the big challenges. We need to challenge businesses and local government and central government to invest in those big changes. Second thing, change happens fast. Technology change is not linear. If you look at how mobile phones took off, if you look at how digital cameras took off, it's exponential. Change happens incredibly fast, and old industries disappear very, very quickly. And this is what's happening to coal. It's crashing out. It's not gradually moving out the system. Coal companies are going out of business like wildfire. Poor analogy there, but the change is happening extremely fast, which is my next recommendation: follow the money. We need to stop investing in new oil, gas and coal this year if we're going to meet our climate goals. This means pension funds, and this means the banks you're investing with, etc., need to divest. I know that Lambeth is pretty good on this. You've divested a lot of your pension funds into fossil-free funds. Let's look at the rest of it. How quickly can that transfer across? Not only these are bad investments for the planet, they're also bad for the pocket. If you look at how oil companies are doing at the moment, it's not very good. When it comes to buildings, one final point, when it comes to buildings, the building is important, building fabric, and traditionally we've always said the insulation, reducing energy use is #1 priority. We've also got to think big. It's the infrastructure. Investing in a solar farm or a wind farm is a lot more efficient way of greening things than putting individual solar panels on the roof of a building that may have a very small, complex roof area 6 stories up. So, and this is one of the things that the City of London Corporation is looking at, powering their entire operation through a very large renewable facility that will be announced shortly. So, yeah, think big, follow the money, and change happens fast.
Great, thank you very much, Sam. Okay, so now I'm going to go to